And to start this night off, who else to focus on that would be better than the driver of the 54 machine, and Sean Conklin, who has won 3 races in a row in the IORA Cup Series. This is the 5th round of the Cup Series Championship chase. It is the Quantum Quest, and we are at Fontana for the 5th race of the season. Conklin's won every one of them for the past 3 times he's been asked to do so. He's gotten it done at Martinsville, Charlotte, and Bristol. He's gotten it done at 2 short tracks and 1 intermediate. Now it is time to see what he's got at the 2-mile superspeedway in Fontana, California. Auto Club Speedway, second on the charts right now in practice with 6 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. The top spot being taken by Andrew Cootie in the 42 machine, who is currently not on the racetrack. He is on pit road, waiting to get back on there in just a few moments' time. Big wreck there. Michael Cormetis is 4th on the charts. Armstrong in 3rd. Walker involved in that wreck, as well as Jacob Wilkerson, according to timing, scoring in this one as well. And I believe that is actually Steve Wilkerson. Not sure why it's saying Jacob Wilkerson. That is a interesting turn of events. We're going to see what's going on because the 058 machine might just have a wrong name. River Page there in the 24 machine as well. And actually, my apologies, that is Jacob Wilkerson. Steve Wilkerson not in this one tonight. It is Jacob Wilkerson in the same scheme, same number for the first time in this series. Sean Conklin is not on the racetrack, but Andrew Cootie is. Or Sean Conklin's not in the main pack right now. Have we check in on that main pack, as this is the first battle in practice. Led right now by the Wilkerson machine, Jacob Wilkerson in the 058 with Corey Lyles just behind. Lyles right now only 1 win on the season, and that was at Daytona. Only 2 winners this year. So Lyles is going to get out of that wreck. He's been 11th on the chart so far in this practice session, trying to get some momentum rolling as we get into the remainder of this season. It is the 5th round of a 24-race championship, almost at the quarter-way point of this hunt. Walker on pit road. And it looks like everyone is loading back up to the exit of pit road, trying to get yet another pit party going. Let's see what's going on with the drivers getting ready to get back on the racetrack. And let's also see what's going on for the driver who just got on to the track in Michael Dietz. He is 13th on the charts, slowest of the drivers who have been timed so far by about a 1/10 of a second. Best lap is 40.632 by Andrew Cootie. Second slowest lap is Mason Moriarty's 41.004. And there they go. Mason Moriarty involved in this one. And this is practice once again. Pit party in effect. Aiden Walker leads the way over the driver of the 56 and Corey Lyles right now, with Jacob Wilkerson just behind. And Sean Conklin still not on the racetrack. There he is now. Andrew Cootie not on the racetrack. That is for certain. And 3 wide at the front of this pack. 4 minutes remaining before we get to qualifying, and that's when the action really begins to pick up. So we hope you stick around for that. It's going to be the best part of the night. But we're going to get to the best part of the night in a few minutes' time after qualifying. Just about 10 minutes before we get to the race for certain. Joseph Armstrong wrecks in the back. Sean Conklin still on his way. Looks like it's 2 packs right now, still led by Wilkerson up front. A lot of draft here. Might be able to see the fastest lap time set if these guys keep the foot to the floor. Still some full throttle action here, getting up to 166 miles an hour. Fastest driver on the racetrack right now, Michael Cormetis at 182. 2 drivers going to take each other out. And Conklin's waiting in the wings. It looks like Cormetis is going to come up. Moriarty comes up as well. Both don't hit. Still rolling on the high side, but Thurston gets him. And that's going to put an end to this miniature pack. Aiden Walker in the 93 burning it down with 3 minutes remaining in practice. 3 minutes and 17, now 16, now 15 seconds go in the session. As everyone comes down to pit road again, it is a field of 16 strong at the moment. Alexander Balderas now the slowest driver timed in the 95 Team TCB machine. James Thurston does not have a lap down on the board just yet in the DOP Hall of Fame Racing inspired Chevrolet Silverado. At the 96 looking to get something done here tonight. Participated in 3 rounds already. 1 round raced by the driver, the 96, but it was not Thurston, it was Vincent Guecci. Armstrong, rather, Ledford's going to make a big slide there, and he's going to slide his way right into the pack. As Corey Lyles is side by side now with Michael Cormetis. Cormetis is going to get him down the back straightaway. This is still practice with 2.5 minutes remaining. Big wreck by the top 3 in this session at the moment. But Thurston seems to be getting back into the swing of things. He's going to save it, but not going to be worth getting a lap with that. Pounds it into the wall. Just about intentional, and Aiden Walker is going to join him there. Jacob Wilkerson on the racetrack as well. River Page, Guecci, Anderson. Looks like a majority of these guys are just on their way, but Alex Anderson is not the only one on pit road. Alexander Balderas is the only one on the racetrack right now. 14th on the charts with 41.653, about a half a second off of Michael Dietsch. Got a lot of ground to make up for that Ford F-150 if he wants to have any chance in this race. Putting together a solid year so far. Balderas has about top 10 in points for the past few weeks. The iRacing point standings have been messing us up. We're not able to get an official calculation yet, due to how early the season has been. Early stages. Drop weeks are not being played correctly since all these drivers are getting their first or second starts even now. But a driver like Balderas has gotten every single week in so far that he's been able to. And he is currently 14th on the charts nonetheless, a 41.390. Trying to beat the mark that Michael Dietsch set with a single car best lap of 41.156. Looks to be on the pace to do that, but he gets very, very squirrely there. Not going to be able to do so. Gets it into the wall. Bit off more than she could chew for the driver. The 95 going to back it down. Nicholas Ledford on the racetrack right now, drifting it with the driver, the 058. Looks like he's going to make a bit of a tap on the wall, but nonetheless, not a lot of damage, but still going to reset it. Put it down onto pit road with just about a minute remaining. It's going to be less than a minute. These guys have to get out now if they want a chance of getting a lap done. And it looks like they won't take that chance. Everyone's going to be still on pit road, scrambling, as Guecci goes around in the Beckman Designs machine. Almost hits Ledford. Page almost hits him. He hits Corey Lyles. That's going to be the end of their practice sessions with River Page being the tail end of this pack. Andrew Cootie, fastest lap nonetheless. The driver of the 42 machine coming up to what's left of Mason Moriarty's truck, and he's going to pass him by easily, getting onto the middle of that groove to the lower section of the racetrack. The Rod Car 42 continues to race through. Michael Cormetis there, side by side with Jacob Wilkerson, but he's not anymore. Wilkerson is going to lead the pack to the checkered flag in practice, but it will be Andrew Cootie, the top of the charts in this practice session. We'll see whether or not he's able to carry it into qualifying. Great job for the 42 machine. Guardian Esports being represented well. We're going into practice on that note. Uninterrupted viewing experience for the 5 minutes that maybe matter the most. We'll see whether or not this is going to be a track position race. And here we go. 5 minutes, the distance you can get in 5 minutes. 4 miles to determine your spot in this race. 2 miles per lap. 2 laps timed. Here Sean Conklin goes. And Conklin, you know he's not the only one. How about Jacob Wilkerson getting out on the track right now? Cootie coming to the exit of pit row. Vincent Guecci just about at the exit, just passes the cone there. Corey Lyles coming out to the exit as well, and Alex Anderson's already on his way in the 67 Focus Factor machine. Eric Jones inspired for Anderson, and Aiden Walker in the 93 is on his way as well. Dietsch is going to get to his first lap in a few moments' time, but it's going to be the driver leading us through practice who's going to lead us to the affair in qualifying. Start-finish line cross. There is Andrew Cootie on his way with Corey Lyles and Alex Anderson not too far behind. And Cootie looks to be the one who leads us through into qualifying at Auto Club. And how about we go on board with a lap or so of his on-board footage and see what he sees. This race is just getting underway in just a few moments' time. Flat to the floor through the back straightaway. And goes up high. Lets off just a bit, but it sounds like almost full throttle and full saw through the first lap for Cootie. The 42 machine coming back down again. Maybe going to go to the apron. We'll see whether or not he chooses to do so. He does not. And top of the charts for now for Andrew Cootie by just about a 10th, but Michael Cormetis going to best him. And Cormetis will be going for an even better second lap. We're going to find out he goes down to the lower section of the racetrack, almost full throttle, as Corey Lyles is going to use certain for now. We'll see whether or not that stays the same. Goes full throttle through the first half of the track. A lot of pavement misplaced, or rather displaced over time, as the grooves have developed, and you can see it's just about full throttle. Maybe a minor let-off there for Cormetis as he comes back around. This is his final lap of qualifying. We'll see what he has in store. coming to the line. And for Gormetis, it's going to put him back on the top of the charts. Not for long. He's still in 4th. And now it's River Page with the top spot. 3 laps done for the Page machine. And Guecci in 8th. Lyles in 6th. Gormetis slotted down into 7th. Page is your provisional pole sitter so far, with Jacob Wilkerson going up to 4th. And that is the majority of your field so far. Looks like that's the way it's going to stand for most of these guys. Balderas looking to break into the top 10. Zach Todrith has joined the lobby. And Todrith coming on for his first lap. This is Balderas' last. This is Walker already done with his. We'll see whether or not the 95 machine's able to get something done. Coming to the stripe this time by for the Ford F-150. Matt Black tonight for the 95. Oh, he's going to scrape the wall, and that's going to end his qualifying run early. 13th is the best he can hope for. He comes back down to the start-finish line. Not good for Balderas. He's going to destroy it as a result. How about Drake Berry, though? Berry coming around for the first time tonight. And in the Quantum Threat machinery, the 06 goes. Stanco on the side. First lap is on its way for the driver, the 06 machine. And it looks to be the only driver still on the racetrack. It's going to be a very, very tight fit on time for 06 machinery of Drake Berry. But as we watch Berry, how about we get an interview from our provisional pole sitter in the driver of the 24, and that driver is who else but River Page. We're going to have a short intermission. A little bit of an interruption has occurred on our screen. As we continue to work with that, we're going to get an interview with the driver who's on pole position, it appears. Provisional pole for the driver of the 24, River Page. How are you feeling going into this event?
Feeling absolutely fantastic. I don't know. I didn't get that many good practice laps in, so I'm a little scared, but I think it'll be all right.
Absolutely, still top of the charts in qualifying. Now, what is the goal? Play it safe or go aggressive in this 50-lap dash?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and save tires. Honestly, I don't know how to run here very well, so I'm just gonna hang around. I'll let people by if they want to pass me. I don't need to race that hard right now.
Absolutely, and we appreciate the comments there. Now, fuel strategy and tire strategy, how important are they going to be as the night gets underway?
Well, I'm not too sure about fuel, but I know tires are important here, so that's, like I said, I'm just gonna try and save. I don't really need to race up front.
Absolutely. Pole position, so some extra points nonetheless. Any final thoughts before we get to tonight's race?
I just wish everyone good luck, and I hope that this is not a terrible race.
Absolutely. Hoping not for a terrible race either. River Page, pole sitter tonight, and we thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you.
And there we have it. That is our interview with our pole sitter and 50 laps of action. That's going to be the one that settles the score. Lap number 50. Let's see what these guys have in store for us. It's going to be a great night of racing. In a long while, we've reset the clock on our systems, and everything is back in order. Just a scenic shot before we get to the going of it. And here we have it, your starting grid for tonight's event in all of its glory. Starting first tonight, it is the driver of the 24 machine in River Page with a 40.759, and James Thurston with a 40.806 is in the second spot. Sean Conklin with a 40.826 is in third, and Andrew Cootie with 8.43 is in the fourth spot. Rounding out your top five is Jacob Wilkerson with Alex Anderson beside him, and Corey Lyles and Aiden Walker are your 7th and 8th starters for tonight's event. Michael Cormetis in 9th and Michael Dietz in the 10th position are going to be leading off the remainder of the top 10. They are the final drivers in the top 10. So as we get into the racing, watch out for them starting in the middle of it, but they still have a chance to get all the way up front. Vincent Guecci 11th and Zach Todrith in the 12th position. Todrith joined just a bit late, so not a lot of practice. Just got his practice laps in qualifying. Certainly room for improvement, and he will be able to use it to the fullest. Alexander Balderas 13th and Nicholas Ledford in the 41 is in 14th. And those are your final drivers on time. Drake Berry being the last of which with a 41.657. Joseph Armstrong 16th on iRating. Moisen Moriarty hasn't qualified as well. He's in 18th. Cooper Nash in 19th. And that rounds out your field going into this one in Fontana. It's got 50 laps to settle the score. And the guys are going to blip out once more. And we will be back to the full-on action in just a few moments time. The drivers are ready, led by River Page for the first time in this season, and we will be getting to the green flag in just about a minute. One pace lap followed by 50 green flag laps, the scheduled distance for tonight. And here they go. And everyone loading up and loading in. Find a few drivers to roll off, Moriarty, Balderas included. And there you have it. That is your starting grid for tonight. Looking at the 10 machine, 10th position, the 57 of Michael Dietsch. And he is rounding out that top 10 in style. River Page leading the way. He is in the pole position for tonight, with James Thurston just beside him, looking for 4 victories in a row. It's Sean Conklin, and Conklin and Thurston not happy at one another. Of course, we saw the incident at Bristol last week. It was a very, very aggressive move by Conklin to move Thurston out of the way for the victory, and Thurston has certainly kept that in his memories. He will be acting upon it, need be, as the night goes on. Andrew Cootie back again in the 42 machine, looking for a strong run. Puts together a very good qualifying, very good practice, and does he have the long run pace to contend? We're going to wait, we're going to see, and we'll find out who the best driver is to tackle this incredible track. Fontana, Auto Club Speedway, California's best oval in the business, and the only shining star in the West Coast scene in regards to ovals. iRacing Pace Truck's going to pull in. We're going to be led by the 24 truck for the first time tonight. We are green from Auto Club. The race is underway. Round 5 for Fontana. Here we go. Led by River Page. It's Page and Conklin on the inside line, keeping it together right now, with James Thurston on the outside trying to make something happen, but it looks like right now nothing will happen. Wilkerson is on the high side, now on the low side for that old 58 machine with Andrew Cootie in 5th. Top 5 has remained relatively the same. Big wreck! Ledford, Dietsch. It's going to be the 54 involved as well, and that's Zach Trawdrift. Multiple cars spin, first lap, and that's your first caution of the night. And we're going to get the replay shot on that one. Zach Todriff involved. Sending it back to the replay. Looks like he just lets off a bit Ledford, but it's going to be Dietsch who wiggles just a bit, and a lot of netcode, as you can see. And just going to rewind it just a tad more. Looks like the air for the 54 machine let him into Mason Moriarty. Shot him right back up. And netcode gets Dietsch by a mile. That's not a lot of contact, if any at all. But Ledford, Dietsch, both involved. Moriarty looks like he's going to be able to save it. Dietsch more or less saves it as well. The biggest loser out of that one is Todriff or Ledford. Take your pick. But both of them have serious side damage as the race has just gotten into first green flag stint. Now we're going to be getting our second in just a few moments' time. And how about the onboard shot from Mason Moriarty there? Because he was certainly very, very close to getting caught up in that one. Just has to save it, uses a little bit of that tire life. Let's check what he saw as that incident had occurred. And cockpit camera will be put into effect right now. As you can see, 6 machine there. We'll send it back just a few seconds to see one more time what that was about. And Moriarty put it on the apron, had to spin it just a bit, but let the truck do the work. Nice job keeping it in control, not panicking. And that is going to be the thing that saves his race so far. Moriarty is in 16th right now. Just had to take some tires, perhaps some damage repaired. But still River Page leading the way over James Thurston 3 laps into this one. John Conklin is in 3rd. In the Roe Perry Motorsports machine as Thurston gives Page just a little bit of a nudge there. As we are under yellow once again, led by Page, with Thurston in the 2nd position as it stands so far. 3 laps into our 50-lap showdown. And slowly rolling. A Ford F-150 of Page is the RPM Designs machine, leading the way for the first time this season with James Thurston now beside him on the inside. And Thurston looking for his first win this season. Very close last week in the Bristol dirt race. Got shoved out of the way by Sean Conklin as Conklin gets his 3rd victory in a row then. He's looking for his 4th victory in a row. Will he be able to get it done? We're going to find out. Caution has been shortened, and we will be getting on to the second restart of this night, or rather the second start of the night. It is the first restart of the night in Fontana. Green again, and it's going to be led this time by Thurston. He's going to just beat it out. Page is going to be beaten, and we are back in the green flag condition, lap 450. Conklin is in second right now, diving down to the inside line. Thurston is. Page going to be hung out to dry on the outside line. And up there, up the top, it's going to be Thurston leading Page with Conklin and Wilkerson on the inside line, trying to make something happen with Andrew Cootie pulling up to the scene as well. And Conklin side by side with River Page right now. That's for the second position. Rubbing it up high. Thurston is there as well, side by side with River Page is nobody now, but Cootie gets by Sean Conklin as well. That is for third position. And now it's Thurston, far and away, several car lengths as River Page saves it! Incredible! And he's still going. Oh, they're gonna hit him! Page gets hit. That save's not gonna be much. Caution is out. What a save! And another incident. Lap 5 of 50. We only got a lap out of that run. My goodness! What a save by River Page. If you didn't see it, we're going to replay it because that was incredible. The driver of the 24 has to be credited with that one. That was incredible. But it caught back up to him, unfortunately. And this is just a little bit too early. Let's watch it again. Just a little early as well. You can see going through the front straightaway just fine. And this is when it happens. Going into the first turn. Wiggles, keeps it straight, and gets going once again. Great there. But Anderson gets into Guecci, and Guecci gets into River. And Guecci actually gets into Michael Cormetis as well. Cormetis gets some of that front end damage. And Vincent Guecci tapped there by the 67. Well, he's still on his way. Certainly not going to be good for the driver of that 09 machine. Looking for some more points here tonight. Not going to be able to find them early on, however. Lap 6 to 50. That is your second caution already. Led by Thurston, nonetheless. Wilkerson now in second with Cootie in third. Sean Conklin is in fourth. That caution shuffled them up just a bit. Got some guys coming down onto pit road right now. Michael Cormetis is one of them. Let's get the race off pit road and watch it in its fullest extent. Cormetis there, rolling in. Barry, Guecci, Todrick, Moriarty, Balderas, and River Page, of course, and that 24 machine is down on pit road as well. A lot of guys with a lot of damage. And the pole position starter is now on pit road with the guys who have the most damage. The Quantum Threat machine is at a threat of being eliminated from winning contention already. Getting some damage repairs in. These guys are going to be out in just a moment's time. Thurston is your race leader nonetheless, as we are now 7 laps through out of 50. 2 laps to green, potentially going to be shortened if these guys choose to do so. It's been 7 laps of action, and we've had just about 5 of them under the yellow flag condition. 2 laps to green flag racing so far. Unfortunately, not a lot of green flag time, but it's all right. We're going to restack them, re-rack them, and hopefully this time by, we will be getting back to the green flag swing of things. And if we don't, unfortunate circumstance, but James Thurston's going to be the one that's benefiting from it the most. He leads the way over Jacob Wilkerson, Andrew Cootie, and Sean Conklin right now. That is your top 3 with the driver of the 42 and Andrew Cootie in the 3rd spot right now. Aiden Walker rounds out your top 5. The race is only beginning, lap 7 to 50. How about that? Cooper Nash is in 8th right now. Michael Diaz is in 9th. Drake Berry is in the 10th spot. And Michael Cormetis back on the racetrack is in the 11th position. Zach Todrick is in 12th. Vincent Guecci is in 13th. And coming in just a few moments' time, it's Alexander Balderas. Who has some massive front-end damage in the 14th spot. Mason Moriarty cleaned up the car. He has 15 minutes. And River Page in the 16th spot has cleaned his truck up as well. Nicholas Ledford, only retirement. Looks like he might have gotten kicked following his incident so early into the race. But nonetheless, that leaves us with a total of 16 drivers remaining in this race. 1 lap to green now in Auto Club Speedway. And almost a fifth of the way through this one, we have not had more than 2 green flag laps all night. Unfortunate circumstance, but Thurston, Wilkerson, and Cootie, your top 3 right now, ready to battle it out. Don't count out Sean Conklin. He's won the last 3 races in a row and is looking to solidify his advantage in the points over every other driver. Whether or not he's able to do so tonight, we will find out. We're going to have to wait and see if that RPM machine is able to match the driver, the 96, James Thurston, who's looking pretty good right now, especially with River Page down and out of the leading battle, especially for now. The 96 has the reign over the remainder of the field. How about that? It's going to be a Chevy leading the way over the remainder of the field. 2 Chevys on the front row, and that is the way we're going to be lining up for this restart. Led by Thurston, Wilkerson just beside him, and don't count out Andrew Cootie in the Guardian Esports machine. It's 3 Silverados on the podium right now. Will it stay that way? We'll find out. We are green again from Fontana. The onboard from Thurston on display. Wilkerson on the high side looks to be your leader according to timing and scoring, but Thurston gets him on the inside just for now. And everyone gets through so far. No incidents. Side by side for second. That is Cootie and Wilkerson. Doing great so far, but it's Thurston who gets the run off of the low lane and blocks Wilkerson for the lead once more. And gets him. Wilkerson charges up high with Cootie just beside him. And now Sean Conklin fighting with Aiden Walker. That is for 5th. Corey Lyles is in 6th right now. We're going to get another good run in on the season. But Thurston leads the way. Lap 10 of 50 already through a good majority of this event. Jacob Wilkerson down to the inside line. There he goes. The 58, the Beckman Designs machine, getting a lunge on the 96, and that is going to be for the race lead. Looks like he might be able to stick it out. Thurston gets the run, so it looks like he's going to capitalize, and this time by, Thurston still leads the lap, but Wilkerson not too far behind, just about 40 thousandths of a second before the stripe. Thurston was compared to Wilkerson. And Thurston now leading side by side. It's Wilkerson and Andrew Cootie. But Cootie fighting desperately right now to get that runner-up spot. How about we check the rear view cam for the driver of the 42. And you see how close these guys are to one another. The Beckman Designs machine going to slide right back up into line. Looks like a monster run there from Cootie, and nothing Wilkerson could do but dives down to the inside trying to get a train on him. As James Thurston continues to lead the way over the remainder of the field. They go to the outside of Thurston. Cootie especially going to lead the charge there. They're still side by side. And the Ron Car machine might be able to make the pass through. As Thurston wiggles just a bit, but it's not going to be enough. Side by side, and it's going to be Andrew Cootie, your new race leader, coming out of the back straightaway. And a lot of wiggling. These guys have a lot of handwork to focus on as the race goes on. Tires get worn out, and this track is worn out as much as it's ever been in its history. And Cootie, side by side, gets a good run on the high side, and he's still leading the way so far. It is lap 13 of 50. There they go, down to the inside line. Once again, the 96 machine goes with Andrew Cootie on the high side. Don't count out Jacob Wilkerson in the L58. He's making a good run so far. And Sean Conklin waiting in the wings. Whether or not these guys wreck, it's going to be up to Sean Conklin to make the move just when it's needed. And he knows that James Thurston not happy at him at all, not happy with him at all. And as a result, laying back for now and keeping himself in touching distance if necessary. 13 laps through, it hasn't been necessary, not in the slightest. Cootie to the inside, or rather Wilkerson to the inside of Cootie. Not going to be able to happen so far. But going down to the turn one, a great opportunity to pass. Who's going to use it? Wilkerson does. He gets it far and away. Great job there by Jacob Wilkerson. Blocks on the quarter panel, and Andrew Cootie's going to have to fight back on the high side if he wants to get anything done there. And how about that? Double file right now is going to be Cootie and Thurston. Now they're single file slotting with Wilkerson fighting hard on that inside line, with the optimal line for him being that inside. The remainder of the field choosing to use the middle. The grip is high everywhere. Got to get those monster runs if you want to fight for the victory. It's about a 5-car pack leading away with Michael Cormetis in the 6th spot. And the second pack is forming, if not catching, those in the tail end of this lead. Thurston almost there to the quarter panel of Andrew Cootie. Not going to be able to make anything happen so far. Thurston there. Watch him go. He's going to get a really good run this time by. Might be able to tuck in and just shoot out to the inside as we get to the turn. What's he going to do this time by? He's not going to do that. He's going to stay in line for now and wait for the remainder of this lap to conclude. Maybe make a run at the tail end of it. Perhaps lead yet another lap. And Jacob Wilkerson there. How about that driver, the 058 on the inside line, or rather the outside line, within the confines of every other driver. Making a great run so far. Lap 16 of 50. He's going to be shooting up to lap 17 of 15 in just a very short moment's time. They are 3 wide for second. Sean Conklin looks to be the biggest beneficiary. Let's see what he can do. Gets beside him. Nothing so far, though. It looks like it's just a dead even game. Fighting for second. But Thurston, who still holds on with Andrew Cootie leading almost 4 wide for the lead there. Nothing so far, almost 3 wide for the lead. But everyone's going to slide back up to Cootie's line. And Andrew Cootie defending like a champ so far. With the rod car machinery at its best. How about that for the driver, the 42. Thurston in the 96. Look at him go on the high side. Following Cootie right now with the driver, the 058 in Wilkerson. Making a good run. Lap 17 to 50. Sean Conklin towing just behind. He is in striking distance no matter what. Cormetis using up his stuff. Looks like he's got an awful lot of pace right now. He's separated himself from the second pack. And he is chasing that first pack. Looking for his first win of the season. Whether or not he gets it this time by, we are going to wait and see. He's got a good chance as he's fighting just about on the pace of every one of these leaders. And Cormetis, that time by, was just about 2/100th of a second slower than Aiden Walker. And without that draft, that means a lot. He's got an awful lot of raw pace. As they're side by side for first. They were almost 4 wide, and it don't look for a second they were 4 wide. Back to double file action. Cootie still leads them. James Thurston in second. Sean Conklin in third, with Wilkerson in fourth. And Aiden Walker is still in touching distance, as Conklin's going to go for a second right now, with James Thurston blocking big time. Not going to happen on the watch of the 96 machine, but he's now up to third for the first time tonight. Diving down hard. Look at him go. That's Sean Conklin making the move. Three wide for the lead right now. Conklin in touching distance. Gets right behind Thurston, and the battle continues nonetheless. Looks like right now Conklin's going to have to think about how he gets around the driver in the 96. He knows Thurston's not happy with him at all. Whether or not he can deal with that effectively, that's going to decide his race. He's going to turn Cootie. Andrew Cootie's around, and he sees it. For the most part, just a kiss. And he's still sawing at it. They're not going to give him a penalty, I believe, given the fact that he went down there as a result of no control. Cootie's back on the racetrack, but he can't be happy. My goodness, that sends him down to 12th. We're going to watch that again. Conklin gets all the way up high. Cootie almost out of control. And wow, a little bit of right side damage, rather left side damage. But he's still on his way. Very impressive from Cootie, but surely he's not happy with that. And how about it? You can see how tilted he was. Tried to get it back around. He does. And unshifts it, downshifts and gets back to the full saw back. How about it? He's still fighting right now in the battle for the 13th spot. from the lead to 13th. He must not be happy at all with that one. He's got Alex Anderson trailing him, but Sean Conklin, your new race leader, following that incident, and Michael Cormetis has joined the party, and so has Vincent Guecci. It is the second pack and the first pack colliding following the incident that surely slowed down pack number 1. How about it? Conklin's got to fight hard, and so does Thurston. A rip on the high side. Is it going to work that time by? Nothing's going to happen. Sean Conklin still your race leader, but Thurston gets a monster run. He's going to use it to push Conklin. Very big push there, and Conklin gets wiggled around to no end. No incident nonetheless. And either way, Conklin certainly knows the frustration that Thurston has, and Thurston still fighting hard on the inside line, or now the outside line, to show it, no matter what. And James Thurston on that inside line, making something happen as well. Oh, it's Conklin Thurston! Who is it? It's going to be a spin for Sean Conklin, and the caution is out. Instant replay on the matter. Conklin down to Guecci. Guecci taps him a few times, gets it saved, but Sean Conklin goes around. Single car incident is going to bring out the yellow flag. And it looks like Conklin might have cleared himself on Vincent Guecci. Not good for either driver. But Guecci up to third with just a little bit of damage. In a better shape than Conklin. He's lost all his track position. Lap 24 and 50. As it stands, Sean Conklin down to 16th. Nicholas Ledford out of this one. Joseph Armstrong is as well. But Conklin now fighting with River Page once again. They're 16th and 15th with Alexander Valderas in front of both of them. Andrew Cootie just beside the driver of the 95. And James Thurston leading the way over the remainder of the field with Aiden Walker in the second spot. Thurston leads the remainder of the field down pit road. It is the race on pit road. Let's watch it once again. And you can see that Thurston out in front. Every single driver is going to come in from Page down to Thurston. This could be the great equilibrium for every single one of these drivers. Let's see if his strategy matches up as we're halfway through this event. Thurston comes down into his stall. River Page going to be coming down shortly. Let's see if this is going to be a big change in the order. Page comes into his stall now. Let's see who's the first out. Wait in just a moment. Everyone's getting service. Fuel, tires, maybe 2, maybe 4. Coming out of pit road, it's going to be the driver of the 95 leading the way. Wilkerson, then Thurston, then Aiden Walker, then Zach Todgers, then Anderson, then River Page, Guecci, Drake Berry, and finally, it looks like that was Cooper Nash. And on strategy, Alexander Valderas leads the way over the remainder of the field. "25 laps in, Valderas leads for the first time tonight. In spite of the fact his truck is very, very damaged, he's going to lead him once more. The 95 machine certainly running a different strategy once again, and how about that? Currently the leader, the driver of the 95 is Alexander Valderas. How are you feeling halfway through into this event?
It was a minor issue. I meant to take 4 tires, so I only took rights. So we're coming back down pit road. We're gonna slam some lefts on her. Hopefully we can see what we're going from there, but I have a feeling they're gonna wreck again. So it was good being at the front, getting screen time while I got it, but gotta come down pit road and get the left sides tight.
Absolutely getting the left sides tight right now, and you're saying there's going to be another yellow. What is the game plan from there? You still have some front end damage. How are you going to have to manage that as the race goes on?
Yeah, I mean, it just gets tight now. I mean, there's nothing really I can do about it. It's unfixable. I've taken all of my optionals, so now I just kind of have to ride around and see if I can save tires so I don't get very, very tight and my race car doesn't turn. So hopefully I just gotta see if I can manage probably my right rear. If I can maybe burn the right rear and keep the right front, hopefully I can get her to rotate a bit more if she gets tight and dirty air or such. But hopefully I can, kind of save my race car. So I got 2 fasties and we're ready to roll in case something happens.
Absolutely. When we get back to green, it'll be lap 27 of 50. Very, very little time in this event to go. What is the game plan? Are you going to have to be as aggressive as you can be, or just conserve a bit in the hope that a wreck occurs?
I'm going to save my tires a bit because the truck tires really do go off after a handful of laps. So saving the tires is probably the best approach. And then if a caution happens, then it's kind of, balls to the walls. Whatever happens gets thrown up in the air. But we'll see from here, and hopefully all goes well.
Absolutely. Alexander Balderas, driver in the 95 machine, thank you for your time. And it looks like
thank you very much.
we're looking for one more shot at the lead. Thank you once again.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And there we have it. The driver of the 95 machine is now not in the lead, but the driver of the 058 definitely is. There is Jacob Wilkerson, 26 of 50. Green flag is out once again. And how about that? We're back in action. Wilkerson leading Thurston and Walker right now. It's first, second, and third. Double file for second. Looks like they're very close right now in the middle of the pack. No contact, but Anderson's working on Cootie pretty much. And look at that. Cormette is going to have a big wiggle, but everyone saves it so far coming down the back straightaway. Now we see the RPM machine of River Page going down to the inside. Roe Perry Motorsports, Sean Conklin still in the race as well, but he's in the middle of the pack. Wilkerson leading by several car lengths over Aiden Walker, and side by side it's Thurston and Lyles, with Wilkerson dominating up front so far. Aiden Walker out front in second for the first time all race, looking to chase down one more driver in the hopes for a victory. Second on the season for Lyles if he got it, with the first for Aiden Walker if he were to get it. Now Walker has had some strong runs, but is he able to pull it off to the end? Unfortunately not so far in the season. Looking to change that all around, this time by lap 28 of 50. This could be a make or break race for the campaign of the number 93 machine. Jacob Wilkerson is there as well. He still leads the way as we are going to be heading into the 22 lap to go period. Cootie's in the wall there, and he's grinding hard. We might have an incident. My apologies, we're going to focus on that. Nothing's come of it. And as I stated beforehand, we are going to be heading into the 22 lap to go period, and you know what that means. Track cams 22, track cams for Gormans, the best cameras on the business, and as a show of support, we're going to be sending it to a Crank It Up in honor of Track Cams 22. This is the 22 to go Crank It Up segment brought to you by Track Cams for Gormans. And we are back. That was our Crank It Up presented by TrackCams22.com. And we thank them for their support on the channel. TrackCams Performance, the best cameras on iRacing. We hope you enjoy their product. And Thurston side by side with James Wilkerson. At the moment, it's James Thurston and Wilkerson. James and Wilkerson to be exact. Wilkerson lead the way over James Thurston right now, but it's a very close battle up front with 19 laps to go. Sean Conklin is in fourth as Thurston touches the wall. That might be some minor cosmetic damage if anything. He's still in the hunt, but Anderson's closing quickly. He's now all the way up into the third spot. Conklin in fourth, not able to make it happen so far on the night. Looking for 3 more spots for a 4th victory in a row. That would be a landslide in IORA terms. The first time any driver's gotten 4 wins in a row. Of course, Sean Conklin has already gotten 3 wins in a row. That might already be the record in the series. Definitely is the record in this season. Winningest driver with the trucks in this league. He's been putting on a dominating performance the last few weeks, but this week it has been controlled by a few different drivers, and the driver who leads the way, Jacob Wilkerson, is absolutely one of them. How about James Thurston, though? Fighting as hard as ever, as much as he's got, he's putting it in. And Anderson just behind him. Anderson had a few strong runs early in the year, including Charlotte and Daytona, but right now looking for just a little bit more out of the truck week in, week out. And he's getting it tonight, running in third. Very, very good for the driver, the 67 machine. But Conklin's going to dive down to the inside line this time by, and it looks like he's going to be able to make it happen. Whether or not he's clear, that's a different story. Sliding up, Thurston is. He's on the back bumper of Wilkerson. The 213 Sigma machine is some competition right now. It's a throwback compared to an original design right now, and that is how it goes. And there goes Alex Anderson to the inside line. He's fighting for the victory as well. Thurston shot high. 16 laps to go. He's going to run it back. 2 miles per lap with 31 or so miles remaining. We're already halfway through the 16 to go marker. Thurston down to the inside once again. It's now a dogfight, 2-on-2 for the race victory. Soaring up to the high line, you can see every single one of these drivers working at it as Wilkerson's going to lead this lap with Thurston just beside and now just behind. Conklin in fourth, Anderson in third. It looks like Conklin taking any desperate measure that he can. Rips it on the high line. Nothing happens there, but he's still trying to make a run of it. Gets down to the inside on Anderson. Does he have the speed to keep it? We'll find out. He goes back down to the inside once again. Might not be able to make the exit, but he gets a really good exit, or rather an entrance on Wilkerson and Thurston and Anderson especially. But it looks like this time by Conklin in third, and now he's following James Thurston. Almost the same scenario as last week. Just on pavement, just a different track, and we got one more guy in the equation, and that's Jacob Wilkerson, who's actually the guy who's leading the show. And he's not going to take anything for these 2 guys, not on his watch. 14 laps remaining. And it has been quite the show as Anderson gets into the wall. Conklin involved in that one, as Alex Anderson's going to see that A. Walker gets just beside him. And Walker's in the mix now for the first time tonight. Side by side with Conklin, but Conklin's going to be able to keep that position. An especially aggressive Sean Conklin we've seen the past 2 weeks, driving as fiercely as he can, and nonetheless putting together some great performances. The best lap of this race thrown together by the leader, Jacob Wilkerson, with a 40.785. And it's been an absolute flying session here. The minimum speed just about 160 miles an hour. And the entire field is separated by just about 5 seconds overall. But these top 5 guys, these top 10 guys, are separated by only 2 seconds. The top 5 separated by half of a second. That is the difference over 38 laps. And Thurston knows that he's only a 10th away from greatness right now. And looking for his first victory of the season to avenge himself from last week. Sean Conklin just looking for his 4th victory in a row. He goes on the high side on James Thurston. Thurston not going to be able to pull the block. And Wilkerson down to the low line with Anderson just watching in 5th. 12 laps the distance. 24 miles for every one of these guys to go. Conklin down to the high side, now up to the low. A little bit of a mismatch there, but Conklin is watching every move the driver of the old 58 makes. And this time he's going to go ripping on the high side for the first time tonight. Mr. Three-Peat looking for four. Sean Conklin looks to be the one who leads this lap. And Wilkerson down to the inside. These guys are certainly far from finished. And Conklin seems to have been holding off on using all he had all night. But he's going to be leading once again, side by side, coming into the third turn. And whether or not he gets a good exit here, it's all that matters. Wilkerson looks to get a good entry. Can he consolidate, or will he consolidate? It looks like yes, he will. Sean Conklin gets him by a bumper there, and he's forced to tow. The driver of the 058 is. Getting to the middle of the racetrack, that seems to be the group for all the leading drivers now with 10 laps to go. Time is everything, and it's especially precious when you only have so much time to put together the move to get the victory. They're all flying. Down to the inside once again, Conklin still leads the way with the remainder of the field. It looks like right now going to be a little bit harder to pass him. Thurston in third. Has he been worn out? We're going to find out. Only so much time before we see for sure whether these guys have a little more in the tank. But Conklin taking it by force over Wilkerson for now. Side by side though. Wilkerson battles back with 9 laps remaining. Sean Conklin down to the inside. And runs it all the way back to the high side once again. Conklin, Wilkerson side by side with James Thurston keeping touch in the third spot. Wilkerson leading by just a few inches. And Conklin's going to take it back with a monster exit once again. Coming to the stripe, 8 to go. Conklin's going to lead him. Wilkerson is far from far behind. He is very, very close. But don't count out James Thurston, who's looking to avenge himself. When it all comes down to it, he's not afraid to move Sean Conklin or anyone else for the victory, so long as he makes the move cleanly and efficiently, and he doesn't ruin his race. 8 laps to go. Conklin plays a slight block there, going to work out, but only for a short period of time. Sean Conklin watches as Jacob Wilkerson goes to the inside line, and nothing comes of it so far. Aiden Walker in fourth with Michael Cormetis in the 5th spot. Cormetis having a great night. We've seen him run up front just about once or twice, but still keep in touch. He's just about as quick as Aiden Walker, if not just a little bit quicker. The draft is helping him for certain. A 10th faster that time by. And gaining some time on the leaders. That's what he needs to do. And he's been doing it with ease so far, with Aiden Walker dropping back just a little bit. Nobody behind him is as quick, and nobody in front of him appears to be as quick, with the exception of our race leader. Michael Cormetis has a shot to throw himself into the ring and maybe walk out of here with a victory. 7 laps to go. It's still a single file train. Wilkerson goes down to the inside line once again. There he goes. Sean Conklin down. And out he is not. But Wilkerson leads the way once again. These guys are getting as close as they've been all night. Yellow flag is out. We're not sure what that's about. It's from the back of the pack. Gowechi involved, according to timing and scoring. Cootie, Balderas, Moriarty, perhaps in it as well, but definitely Andrew Cootie. That's not the case. He's just been on pit road. Not sure what's going on. Got back out on track. And everyone's going to be rewinding through, trying to find out what happened. Certainly we are. This might be the incident with Diech and perhaps Balderas. We're going to find out that it is indeed. And here we go with an instant replay. Michael Diech gets up to Alexander Balderas, the much slower car with all the damage. and tries to make a quick pass on him. Let's see how that worked out. Balderas blocks, he blocks, and he tags himself out. Gets into the grass, does not take the wall, but comes right back up and might have scared Guecci. After your yellow flag, Alexander Balderas sent into the grass there. But all right, that truck is. Jacob Wilkerson leads over the remainder of the field, including Sean Conklin and James Thurston. 5 laps to go. We're going to have a natural green-white checker when we get back to this. 5th round at Fontana. How about the show we've been watching? Jacob Wilkerson putting on a clinic in the second half, but Sean Conklin has shown up once again as the leaders come down onto pit road one final time. New drivers trying to get their laps back. Andrew Cootie, one of them. Wilkerson in the first spot. Leads the way onto pit road. Will he lead them out? We are going to wait and see. Down to the pit row. Everyone's getting into their stalls. This is the final chance to work on strategy, as it's going to be Wilkerson who blows the box. Big time. He's still not in it. My goodness. Strategy not working there. People are already coming out and he just came in. Page. Pole position stall. Looks like it's going to be Thurston, then Page, and everyone's coming out. Anderson as well. Wilkerson's all the way in the back. And he just blew it. Strategy down the drain. Steve Wilkerson misses a pit stall, and he's in the back of the pack. Mason Moriarty leads the way over the remainder of the field, but certainly he's looking for some extra points. And then he'll pit it. Zach Todriff on strategy is your race leader. James Thurston is in second. As everyone roars down into the third turn, Moriarty is going to be the one that greets them. And it will be a 2-lap shootout at the end of this race to decide a winner. Moriarty already going to back it down and pit it. And there we go. This is the field in its entirety on the lead lap at the moment, with the exception of Moriarty, who's gone down to pit road for some repairs. 3 laps to go now. Chance we will shorten the caution. It looks like we will. And it's 3 laps to go now. And it's going to be 2 laps of action. A natural green, white checkered to kick this one into the checkered flag. And the final chance for any driver to get the victory. Zach Todriff, we have not seen him up front all night, but he's here, and he's not backing down. Greg Berry on strategy as well. He's there. We are not sure whether or not this is going to be a play that's risking it, or that if these guys have worked themselves out to be good toward the end. We haven't seen any of these guys up front with the exception of Thurston all night. And Sean Conklin in fourth as well. Berry, Todriff, unknown commodities going into the remainder of this race. And we're going to find out who's going to be able to get it done at the tail end of this one. 3 laps to go. Lap 48. We'll be headed into 49 shortly. It's a Toyota and a Chevrolet on the front row of the grid. For the final time, the pace truck going to lead the field, and then we will see the final stretch of green flag racing. Todriff on the inside and Thurston on the outside. What are they going to do? We are going to wait and see. The pace truck is in, and the first green-white checker of the night is underway. We are green from Fontana. Here we go. Round 5 is going to come to a conclusion in 2 laps. Thurston on the high side so far. Todriff on the inside. There they go. Coming down to the first turn. Thurston has a commanding lead over the driver of the 54 to the 18. According to timing and scoring, everyone's getting wiggled up right now. Conklin going to make a masterful send through. Wilkerson's going to back it into the wall. Single car incident. No cautions thrown. And it's Conklin and Thurston once again. Here we go. River Page is in third now. Time to put the afterburners on. RPM Designs versus RPM the team. Low Perry Motorsports and River Page Motorsports. Side by side, they are not, but they're back to back now. James Thurston leads into the white flag, 1 lap to go. And here we go. Let's see who gets this one done. Conklin getting a major push in air for the driver in 24, River Page. Gonna get a good exit pages. It's up to Conklin to follow it up. This could be the definitive run across the backstretch. Tries to break the draft, Thurston does. And it's go big or go home time here. Everyone comes down. Turns 3 and 4. Conklin, one last lunge. It's going to be not enough. 4-peat, not going to happen. James Thurston gets his first win of the season, and it comes in Auto Club. And he spins it out immediately afterwards. Conklin, worst finish in 4 races, and that finish was second. What an incredible run for Sean Conklin once again, but this time he will not be your winner. First time we've said that since the season began at Daytona. But your winner, there he is, the James Thurston machine. The bright blue Chevy Silverado gets it done. And he's just toying that truck right now. And what a performance from the driver. The 96 gets it done in great fashion. We'll be looking to get an interview from him when his burnout has concluded, coming down to the front straightaway to burn it down in front of the virtual crowd. And there he goes. From the stands, the fan cam, as they call it on iRacing, watching Thurston burn it down, and as he should. What a show put on by the driver of the 96. And it appears for James Thurston, the burnouts are over, but certainly this has been one he's been waiting for quite a while. 96 machine getting it done for the first time this season. James Thurston, how you feeling after that performance?
Pretty good. I didn't know if I was going to actually win in the trucks, but looks like here at one of the most draft-dependent races of the season, one of the races I didn't think I'd win, somehow got it done.
Absolutely, getting it done in style. Now, final few laps, Calamity, what was the strategy toward the tail end of this race?
I think really what helped me is that Todd stayed out on those older tires, so it really didn't give the inside lane any momentum. Since he was going to be there on the bottom, they would have had to get by him in turn 1, and I just kind of had clean sailing out front. But yeah, it really is just a draft track. If that was 1 lap longer, I don't think I would have been able to keep the lead there. It's like you can lead the first couple of laps if you just like full throttle it, but that's just how the trucks are.
Absolutely just how the trucks are, and this is your first win in the trucks. And our next race will not be at Auto Club. Of course, it will be at Watkins Glen, a road course for the first time with these trucks. How are you feeling going into that event?
Pretty good. I like road course racing, and last time we raced Watkins Glen, I finished 6th with a car that had a blown engine. So hopefully, I will finish with a much better race car and actually finish the race within 20 seconds of the leaders.
Absolutely looking for yet another great run for the driver, the 96, first win on the season, and it comes at Auto Club. Thank you for your time.
Yep, thank you.
And how about that for the driver of the 96 machine? And we're going to get our second place finisher in the voice chat right now. Sean Conklin, the winning streak comes to an end, but second tonight, how you feeling going over that event?
I'm actually feeling pretty happy for Thurston because I screwed him over bad at Bristol last week, and this week he's able to get it done. And I still got second, which is still good points. Couldn't make the 4 in a row happen, but you can't win them all. So as long as we get a couple more wins through the season and these next 3 tracks, I'm pretty good at. But yeah, Auto Club with the trucks just not my thing, and it really was. I was struggling to figure it out, like the first 25 laps. So I was just kind of settling it in. I didn't get to feel it in the practice for like a short run. So I was trying to catch Thurston. I go down into the corner and the rear end stepping out, and I don't know. Maybe if I ran the top, I could have got it, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. But I'm happy for Thurston. Glad he got his first win after mayhem happened when I put him in the wall. But yeah, we'll go on to I think what is it, Watkins Glen next week. So
Absolutely, it is Watkins Glen next weekend. You're saying you're confident with the next few tracks. How do you feel going into that race?
Watkins Glen, I feel really, really good going into. I love the Glen in any car, Xfinity, truck, mainly next gen, but the trucks I'm pretty good at too.
Absolutely, in the trucks, it actually looks like we might not be using the trucks. If you check the voting chat in IORA's Discord right now, we're looking to see a major change. The next gens might be coming to IORA within the next week, starting at Watkins Glen. Now, if that is the case, it's already 18 votes in the favor of the next gens. How would you feel going into Watkins Glen?
Better, but honestly, I think we should save. This is just very new. I think we should save the next gens for next season. I would run it out with the trucks. I mean, that would be kind of like a IROC sort of thing to do, to switch from a truck to a next gen mid-season, but that would be interesting.
Absolutely, looks to be an interesting decision nonetheless, but it looks like 20 drivers already in the favor of it, and that might just be the way we go. Next gens are not Sean Conklin coming up second in what might be the truck's final bow in the IORA Cup Series. We thank you for your time.
Yep.
How about that? River Page, though, the driver in the 3rd position tonight, started. Apologies, Sean Conklin. We didn't mean to drag you in again. River Page, we're going to drag in this time by. Final driver on the podium, started first, only fell 2 spots over the course of the race. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my result. I'm just a little disappointed. I got ran over by Cootie twice going into turn 1, and then the first time I got wrecked by Anderson turning Vinny, and then the second time, I was just in the back, and then got my fast repair. Almost got wrecked by Cootie again, and then I got back up to the front. I was trying to push Conk trying to get him up to Thurston, but I really couldn't.
Well, absolutely. The strategy at the tail end of the race was especially important. If there were a few laps in the race, you think anything could have changed for your running order?
Well, yeah, now that I'm looking back, I know that Conk probably couldn't have caught Thurston, so I had a big run. I probably could have passed him, but, I'm still happy with 3rd. There's nothing really that needs to be changed. Obviously, starting first to win would have been cool, but I'm happy with 3rd.
Absolutely, still a great points haul nonetheless. Now, Watkins Glen might be the biggest change in IORA's history so far. We're going to be perhaps swapping cars middle of the season, and the next gens already have 21 votes in their favor in regards to switching over to them for Watkins Glen. How would you feel going into that completely different environment for the next week of racing?
Well, I'd definitely be happy for Watkins Glen, but for every other race too. I mean, the trucks are just pretty bad, in iRacing. They're super net Cody, and the damage model is atrocious, so I would be happy with that. I think mostly everyone else would be too.
Well, how about that? Looks like everyone else is happy with that choice, and Watkins Glen, a popular track for every one of you drivers in this league. Are you one of the drivers looking forward to it, or are you looking to perhaps just move on to the next one after?
Yeah, I definitely am looking forward to Watkins Glen. I like the road courses. I like to consider myself pretty good at them, so I'm excited for Watkins Glen.
How about that? River Page, last driver on the podium tonight, and looking forward to next week's event, which might be the biggest change in IORA's history thus far. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
And how about that? That is your podium procedure for tonight's event. And now we're going to be showing you the race results on your screen. And how about that? This might be this league, and it's only been a 5-race stint with the trucks. with Sean Conklin obviously being the dominator of them with 3 wins and a runner-up in that 5-race stretch. A very impressive job by one driver to pull all of that off, and we'll be putting the race results on your screen in just a moment's time. How about the news we've just gotten? Over 20 votes already in the favor of the decision. And here we go. Race results for tonight's event. James Thurston wins it over Sean Conklin in second, and River Page in third. A 3/10 gap between the top 3 drivers. Alex Anderson in fourth and Alexander Balderas in fifth, rounding out the top 5, qualifying 13th. Balderas might be your biggest mover of the event if we don't discount the driver in seventh and Mason Moriarty. Vince Iguechi in between, both hard chargers. It was a very close battle at the end for sixth indeed. Aiden Walker in eighth, qualified eighth. He stayed that way throughout the entirety of the race. Corey Lyles qualified seventh and finished ninth. Rounding at the top 10, Zach Todrith. He was 4 seconds off of the leader. And then we have Michael Deitch in 11th, Jacob Wilkerson in 12th, Michael Crometis in 13th, Drake Berry, the final driver, running in 14th, and Andrew Cootie 4 laps down in 15th. Then retirees, Cooper Nash, Nicholas Ledford, and Joseph Armstrong round out tonight's events in the IORA Cup Series. And that is your 18-car field in its entirety. How about that? We hope you enjoyed this presentation of what a way to win for James Thurston. And we hope you enjoy that one. We'll be back in a half hour's time with the Highline Racing League event. It will be the Racing Warehouse 120 at Richmond Raceway. So a lot shorter than last week's race, almost half the distance. But still the same great driving. Looking to see whether or not Scott Wheeler gets his 3rd win of the season. He's in striking distance in regards to doing so. It's up to him to pull it off. We'll find out whether or not he is capable of doing so tonight. A quarter of the way through that season, and it's getting very intense. We hope to see you there in a half hour's time. Same YouTube channel, Fireball Talks NASCAR. So if you do enjoy this presentation, we hope you like and subscribe and stick around. We will be back in just a few moments' time. Thank you all for watching tonight, and we hope you enjoy, and we hope to see you back whenever we are live once again. Thank you all, and good night for now.